Known to the world as Silent Bob, Kevin Smith has pretty much defined the buddy comedy genre in Hollywood. With a film career that spans decades and genres, being unconventional has become Smith's brand at this point. In this video, we're taking a look at some of the most prominent films that the actor has been a part of. Stay tuned till the end for all of this and more. Coming in at number 10, we have Yoga Hosers. Even the presence of Lily Rose Depp couldn't save this disaster of a movie. Yoga Hosers is the second film in Smith's True North trilogy that kicked off in 2014. The story revolves around two teens who just love yoga, but that's about all the normalcy that you can expect from this flick. Somehow the two 15-year-old girls get involved in a battle against an army of 1-foot-tall monsters made out of bratwurst sausages. And as outlandish as it sounds, that's not even the worst of it. The film actually also stars Smith's own daughter, and we're not really sure why he would put her through it all. All in all, Yoga Hosers was one of the worst films of Smith's filmmaking career. Moving on to number 9, Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Everyone loves Jay and Silent Bob. Since the release of Clerks in 1994, the duo has pretty much become the face of the Askewniverse, with Smith himself playing the part of Silent Bob. With the success of the Askewniverse films, the fans were expecting a lot of laughs from the Jay and Silent Bob reboot in 2019. However, it felt like Smith shot himself in the foot with this one because the reboot is just a repeat of the 2001 Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. So while seasoned Askewniverse fans might enjoy the film with all of its references to the franchise, this is a film that's definitely not working for anyone new to the world of Jay and Silent Bob. Then we have Jay and Silent Bob's super groovy cartoon movie at number 8. With a title like that, you would expect an animated Jay and Bob movie to stand out from all the other movies in the franchise. However, with the film's cheap animation and the same old premise, this one really missed the mark. The premise of the film revolves around the titular characters winning the lottery and using that money to become superheroes named Bluntman and Chronic, which is a pretty obvious parody of Batman and Robin. And while this kind of reference-laced humor is what earned Smith his due fame, how many times can you repeat the same thing before it stops being funny altogether? Followed by number 7, Jersey Girl. Now this is a film that was set outside of the Askewniverse, and it really helped Smith branch out of the brand of filmmaking that he was known for. But, well, let's just say that we're not sure if that was a good thing or not. Sure, the Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler starrer was a much more serious project showcasing the struggles Affleck's character has to go through as he tries to balance being a single father along with his career. And while the film gets 10 points for its storyline, with its fair share of heartwarming moments, the film tanked at the box office. And well, Smith took this as a sign to go back to what he knew best, brash humor with the Askewniverse. But it's always worth wondering what could have happened if people had reacted well to Jersey Girl. Then we have Tusk at number 6. Tusk was the first installment in Smith's horror comedy trilogy True North, starring big names like Johnny Depp, Michael Parks, and Haley Joel Osment. Tusk had a lot of potential, but the film just didn't strike a chord with the audiences because of how inconsistent it was in terms of storytelling. The story revolves around Justin Long's character Wallace, a podcaster who hates his job and his life. After he comes across an eccentric Howard Howe, the film takes a gross human centipede turn, and combined with some pretty badly timed jokes, Tusk just isn't an enjoyable watch, making it one of Smith's most memorable works, but all for the wrong reasons. Coming in at number 5, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Moving back into the Askewniverse, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was a pretty decent film. In fact, most people didn't fail to notice that the humor in this installment of the franchise was definitely taken up a notch. With Bluntman and Chronic making yet another appearance, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back does feature the signature dumb humor that Smith is known for. The film shows Jay and Silent Bob taking a road trip to Hollywood to stop a Bluntman and Chronic movie from being made without them. However, what the fans weren't ready for was all the satirical commentary that Smith made on general internet culture and the cult of the superhero movie industry. But at the end of the day, it's still an Askewniverse movie, so it's no surprise that the film features all of the crass humor that Smith is so well known for. That's something that definitely hasn't changed over the years. Next up, number 4 is Clerks 2. Clerks 2 is a follow-up to the first ever film in the Askewniverse, so the fans clearly had a lot of expectations from this sequel. A quintessential buddy comedy film, Clerks 2 had quite the reputation to live up to, and let's just say that the film fared pretty well. And while some people believe that Clerks 2 is essentially just the same film as the original Clerks, but with a lot more jokes thrown in, it's the emotional ending of the film that truly makes it stand out in Smith's filmography. The film features Jeff Anderson and Brian O'Halloran reprising their roles as Dante Hicks and Randall Graves, who is now working at a Mooby's restaurant with the Quick Stop and RST Video being destroyed. The story follows the dumb but lovable protagonists as they try to find their true purpose. The film was a box office success, making over $27 million with a $5 budget. Number 3 is Mallrats. The 1995 film Mallrats has attained cult status at this point. Tying in perfectly with the Askewniverse, Mallrats is the second film in the franchise franchise but is set a day before the events of the first Clerk movie. The film features fan-favorite characters Jay and Silent Bob as they try to help two men win their girlfriends back and stop a local dating game show from being filmed at the mall. With a signature chaotic Kevin Smith premise, the film presents one hilarious situation after the other, featuring all kinds of gags and sharply written dialogue paired with the actors' brilliant comedic timing. Mallrats is a feel-good film that will have you in splits by the time you're done watching. Let's take a look at Chasing Amy at number 2. Chasing Amy is perhaps one of the most famous Kevin Smith movies of all time. Even if you have never heard of the Askew universe, it's pretty much impossible for you to not have heard of Chasing Amy, starring Ben Affleck and Joey Lauren Adams playing the roles of Holden and Alyssa. The film was actually considered to be way ahead of its time back in the day, and while in retrospect, it does have quite a few problematic scenes and storylines. We're going to let this one slide considering that the film came out in 1997. The premise revolves around comic book writer Holden, who falls in love with a queer girl as the two learn how to navigate the world together. Combining all the elements of a perfect dramedy, Chasing Amy has its fair share of heartfelt and hilarious moments that make you want to keep watching till the end. Watching Alyssa come to terms with her sexuality and Holden making peace with the fact that she will never love him, the film presents a complex narrative with stellar performances by the actors to complement the script. Chasing Amy was a turning point in Smith's career, and to this day, it is remembered as one of the best films of his career. The fans are waiting for him to recreate the same kind of magic again. Finally, on number 1 we have Clerks. How can we not talk about the film that kicked everything off? The 1994 blockbuster Clerks was quite a moment in the history of Hollywood, truly paving the way for indie filmmakers to take risks with their creative choices. Introducing us to the world of Jay and Silent Bob, the film is a classic slacker comedy that revolves around two convenience store clerks named Dante and Randall, going through a quarter-life crisis when they realize that they aren't really doing what they want to in life. And while the film was shot on a budget smaller than you can imagine, the storyline and humor made up for it all, helping Clerks become one of the most successful comedies of all time, showing the world just how talented Smith was, not only as a director, but also in his portrayal of Silent Bob. It might be impossible to believe that Clerks was shot and released with a $27,000 budget, and the director actually had to go out and rent convenience and video stores because he didn't have any money for a set. But considering the fact that the film made over $4 million at the box office, all's well that ends well, right? That's a wrap for this video. Which one of these films would you rank at the top? Comment below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.